Hi! Here are 20 awesome superfacts that have been checked out and confirmed. Many people know that John Wayne's first name was Marion, but his parents originally called him Robert Michael, which was put on his birth certificate. However, his mother, Mary Morrison, had a sudden change of heart and renamed him Marion Michael Morrison. Mary had a wealthy relative named Marion and wanted to attempt to acquire her child a future inheritance with the name change. Apple buried thousands of Lisa computers in a landfill in Logan, Utah in 1989. The Lisa was released in 1983 and was Apple's first computer with a graphical user interface. However, it was expensive, costing $9,950 at launch, and it was not a commercial success. By 1986, Apple had discontinued the Lisa and had accumulated thousands of unsold units. In order to receive a tax write-off on the unsold inventory, Apple buried the computers in the landfill. The Post Office Tower, now called the BT Tower, in central London was built in 1965 and was the tallest building in the UK at the time. It was used for telecommunications and broadcasting, even having a rotating restaurant at its top. However, its existence was an official secret as its location was considered to be a vital national asset, making it illegal to show it on maps or even take photographs of it until it was declassified in 1993. A 10-year-old girl in Russia survived a snowstorm by hugging a stray dog for warmth. She was found 18 hours later with mild frostbite. The girl, Vika Z, got lost while walking home from school in Uglgorsk, Russia. Temperatures were below freezing and the snow was falling heavily. Vika found shelter under a balcony with a dog which kept her warm, and the two of them were eventually found by rescuers. Vika was taken to the hospital with mild frostbite and made a full recovery. Olympic gold medals are made of 92.5% silver and 7.5% gold, with plating of only 6 microns thick. Silver is chosen as the base metal because it is more durable than gold, while the gold plating gives the medals their golden color and prestige. In 1916, 26-year-old Agatha Christie, a fan of detective stories, was unable to resist the challenge when her sister Madge bet her that she couldn't write a detective novel in which the reader would be able to correctly guess the murderer. She spent 6 weeks working on what was to later become her first published detective novel, The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which launched her writing career. She went on to write over 60 more detective novels, becoming one of the best-selling authors of all time. Before boxing gloves, fighters were more likely to get cuts and bruises, but less likely to get serious head injuries. When boxing gloves were introduced, fighters were able to punch with more force without injuring their hands, which led to an increase in the number of head injuries and fatal incidents. John F. Kennedy bought 1,200 Cuban cigars just hours before he authorized the Cuban embargo in 1962. This prohibited the importation of all goods from Cuba, including cigars. Kennedy's decision to buy the cigars before the embargo was a bit of a gamble, but he was clearly a fan of Cuban cigars and was willing to take a risk to make sure he had a supply. Today only 2,200 seamstresses are employed in the whole of haute couture, and it is estimated that no more than 2,000 women in the world are regular customers. With some clothes taking up to 700 hours to create, simple daywear starts around $9,000 a piece, while elaborate, unique evening dresses made of many yards of precious and rare fabrics cost even more. In 1997, Apple was on the verge of bankruptcy. Bill Gates of Microsoft invested $150 million in the company, which helped to stabilize its finances and allow it to focus on its future. The investment also ended a legal dispute between the two companies and helped Apple to release new products, such as the iMac and the iPod, which helped to revive its fortunes. Today, Apple is one of the most valuable companies in the world. Scientists have been puzzled by the mysterious fairy circles of Namibia for decades. These barren patches of land, surrounded by vegetation, are found in the Namib Desert. The reason for their existence is unknown, but there are several theories, including termites, fungi, and climate change. Levi Strauss, the founder of Levi Strauss & Company, never wore jeans himself. He preferred to wear suits and shirts, as jeans were seen as workwear and not fashionable at the time. The average internet user goes online 34 times a day. According to Pew Research Center, 85% of Americans say they go online on a daily basis. This figure includes the 31% who report going online almost constantly, as well as 48% who say they go online several times a day and 6% who go online about once a day. The internet evolved from a secret military project called ARPANET, or the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, and was a project funded by the US Department of Defense in the late 1960s. The goal of ARPANET was to create a network of computers that could communicate with each other even if parts of the network were destroyed by a nuclear attack. This eventually evolved into the internet that we know today. The term manhole is banned in Berkeley, California. In July 2019, the City Council passed an ordinance to ban the use of gender-specific language in its municipal code. This includes words like manhole, fireman, and policeman. The term manhole will now be replaced with maintenance hole. There are no stop signs in Paris. Instead, the city uses a system of priority signs and traffic lights to regulate traffic. There is a priority system, based on the principle that vehicles on the right have priority, so when approaching an intersection, the vehicle on the right goes first. In 2012, there was only one stop sign in Paris, but it was removed in 2016 due to repeated thefts. George Clooney and Tom Hanks are distantly related to Abraham Lincoln. Clooney is the half-first cousin 5 times removed of Lincoln, while Hanks is the third cousin, 4 times removed. This is due to their shared ancestry with Lincoln's mother, Nancy Hanks. Taller people are more likely to get a job when competing against shorter candidates. A study found that taller men earn, on average, $166,000 more over a 30-year career than shorter men, even when adjusting for other education, experience, and intelligence. The study also found that taller women earn, on average, 8% more than shorter women. In 1901, botanist David Fairchild, the son of Alexander Graham Bell, was sent to Bavaria to collect hops for the American brewing industry. At the time, American beer was considered to be of low quality, and he was tasked with bringing back the best hops from Bavaria in order to improve its taste. Fairchild brought back hops that helped to revolutionize the brewing industry by producing beers of much higher quality. Steve Jobs gave a secretary a brand new Jaguar after she told him that she was late for work because her car wouldn't start. The secretary, a single mom, was understandably hesitant to accept such a lavish gift, but eventually accepted it, and reportedly never missed work again. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to be updated when new videos are released, please subscribe, like and comment.